Let's go! That's it, everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate Alter, welcoming you back to another tier list. It's Memphis's marvelous tier list making time. That's the name of the new show. Yeah, so once a month, we're taking a look at different tier lists, and we're doing them on this here tier list maker. There's like a million viruses, so let's get this done as quick as humanly possible. We're doing a tier list today. It's a solo one. I'm not dealing with Necro and Shamario. This world's version of them, they suck. But I'm taking a look at all these different archetypes. I'm going to give my opinion on whether they be good, bad, or somewhere in between. So we'll do this pretty quick because this is a pretty big list. So basic stuff. Let's go starting with the ABC archetype. Pretty damn good. A little fragile nowadays, but very good staying power. It goes at least a B tier, possibly higher. Next we have the Abyss Actor archetype. They're not bad. When it's not quite as goated, it requires your opponent to blow up your stuff to really get them all going. But if you contribute the trick opponent, I should say, into doing so, they have some potential. Abyss Actors, I would also put as a solid B. The newer support of them helps them a lot, so they're not bad. What's next? We got the oh man, we're going right through these. We got the Nordic archetype, Kinga Dinga Durgan, and all that good stuff. I mean, the newer support helps them get the gods on the board, but the gods don't still do much, so... Although they do have that nasty trap. Because of the nasty trap that negates everything, I'll put them in a C tier. The trap saves this archetype. It allows them to negate everything. That's about all they do. Next we have, what you call these, the agents. Agents are pretty tough. I mean, they're pretty much a one-shot, one-trick pony thing with the whole Venus combos and all that good stuff, but they can do some pretty nice things. They're definitely better than Nordics. I don't know if they're quite on the same level as the ABCs and the Abyss Actors, but I feel like they're still at least in B tier, at the very least. Next we have Aliens. Not that great all around. I mean, they got some combos that you could really put some effort into, but a newer support line to help them out would definitely be helpful. Next we have Allure Queen. What are you doing playing Allure Queen? I don't even know what that does. Allies of Justice. Pretty bad, but they're fun to play. Not gonna lie. It's fun if you got a format which is all light monsters to play these, but those don't come around too often. Altergeist. Alright, well, if this was all on a biased opinion, I would put these as an F because I don't like Altergeist too much. However, that's mostly into the older way that the Altergeist play. Newer Altergeist actually have some combos that involve some interaction and things are a little bit less floodgatey, despite having like most of their members still intact. A tier. Fuck it. A for Altergeist. I'll do it. I'll bite my tongue. Amazon S. Pretty nice archetype all around. They've got a lot of beatdown potential. They have some very nice swarming and a lot of combos they do. They are still battle oriented. Or they have the ability to take care of stuff. They are at least... I want to put them in A2 for Amazon F, but is that too much to say? Throw it. My tier list, my rules. Next we have Ancient Gears. That's another pretty nice, big, beefy beat stick of an archetype. They've kind of fallen off in recent years. Haven't seen them in a long time. But they can still do stuff. They still have their combos and their wombos. But a lot of it comes down to the same old make chaos giant or bust, basically. You can still do other things with the Ancient Gears, but they're not quite as good as they used to be. I'll still put them in at least B tier. I wish I could also put them in A, but not quite. Not quite. Next we have the Aqua Actress, which are pretty bad, but they're fun to play around with. You know, build a deck around these things in some of them aquarium stages. Put some frogs in there, maybe something of that nature. It's something. Arcana Force, same sort of deal. Pretty bad archetype all around. Even the new support doesn't really help them all that much, but it's still a fun deck to dick around with. Arc Fiends. Arc Fiends, like, purely on their own, because that's what we're doing here. We're going purely on, like, them on their own for the most part. I would say probably around a C. Like, the boss monsters of Archfiends aren't that beefy, but they do have some nice cards to them. Ghastly Glitch is pretty useful. Call of the Archfiend lets you rival all your big monsters. It's got potential. I would say probably better than, a little bit better than Nordics, because Nordics are only up here because of a floodgate. Get back there. Next we have the Armed Dragons, which are only really good without Jamas, but they still have some stuff. D tier, honestly. Stank Wizards. Stank Wizards, good if you keep up the life points, bad if you don't. They still have a lot of ways to get the life points. Dogwood is phenomenal nowadays. I would put that... Oh, tricky business. Tricky business. I'm putting that as a C with the potential of going higher. Next we have the Artifacts. Bad, but fun to play. Only because Scythe is no longer legal. Without Scythe Archetypes, what are Archetypes? The Artifacts. What do they do without Scythe? They have ball attack. That's about it. They have some other cards that could do some stuff, but without Scythe, it feels so half-Irish. I mean, you could do it, but it's not going to be winning you much. Ass Mode is really just a troll archetype, but it's that's a hard one because I like Ass Mode. I love going ass first into the enemy, but at the same time, all you do is Stardust and sometimes Assault Halberd. If you play the others, you're being a cheeky shit, but most often, not so much. D tier. Next we have the Atlanteans. I guess that's what this guy is being. They're very combo-y. They got some nice combos, some nice one cards with like the Prince. So I'm not really a big fan of this archetype personally, but they can do some stuff. I don't remember. They don't do that much overall, but I'll put them at least as a C tier. Barrier statues. What are you doing? Seriously, barrier statues the way you're gonna go? You might as well just kick your opponent in the shin and just call him a little bitch. You know, I'm telling you, it's not a fun deck to play or play against. If you want to troll somebody a little bit, it's okay to do it like once or twice. But after that, it just becomes obnoxious, not very fun. Battery Man, balls to the walls. I don't know why we're using solar as the icon for this, but screw it. We got Battery Man solar. That's a good question. I would put them at least a C tier. At least a C tier. A hard deck to make work, but totally worth it. I guess I would put him in one bad but to play, but screw it. Go ahead, I gotta put it right there. The Battle Guard archetype, yeah, that's a bad but fun to play deck. It's serviceable, but it's hard in this modern day to play anything fun, isn't it? It really is. But the Battle Guards, they have the potential for just a lot of beatdown. That's really all they do. But it's the simplicity that makes them fun. And it's always funny to summon out Swamp and Lava Guard, so that's cool. Battle Wasps. I mean, they've been completely subservient to, like, B Troopers doing combos for them for so long. I'm about to drop them to D tier. They're cool and all. I like the idea of bug version of Black Wings, but at the same time, not terrific. Speaking of another B, we have Battling Boxer. The new support really helped these boys out. I like them. I like Battling Boxers. Battling Boxers are cool. They're nice, they're streamlined, they're simple, and I just appreciate them. So we're gonna put that in C tier, at least. Although, is Battling Boxer on the same level as Ancient Gears? Sure, why not? B for Battling Boxer. Okay, we of course have the BES. I love playing these things at Master Duel. It's a fun deck to just dick around with. It's just good enough to do stuff in like gold and above. Maybe up to diamond or at least middle gold, something like that. With just a little bit of stopping power, you can make it work, and you just get all these big beefy boss monsters. It's a fun way to play the game. It dies to MST though, so I'm gonna have to put this in. I'm gonna have to put this in bad, but really fun to play. Really fun to play. The Blue Peeps Whitey Dragon definitely deserves an A tier. I love playing Blue Eyes. They have a bunch of different ways to play. You got Ritualize, Fusionize. You could also play some Exceeds in there, things of that nature. Could do massive amounts of damage. They did win Worlds that one time in a Bloody Mirror match. Have Dark Magicians won Worlds? I don't think they have. Or maybe they did a long time ago. Back when Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe. I don't know. But regardless, Blue Eyes deserves to be right up there. Next we have the Black Wings themselves. That's also going to be at least an A. Although I don't really like the big combos, but at the same time, it's like, it's pretty good. That is pretty good. Are they better than these other three? Maybe slightly. Maybe slightly. I'm going to tentatively put these in the S tier for now. Could change. We'll see how it goes. But I'll at least put the Black Wings in the S tier for now. Next up, we have a Blackluster Soldier as an archetype. I mean, I like the individuals. I don't know about the archetype in of itself. It's something. It is something. I think C is actually perfect for it, but maybe not low C. I'll put it up there. These orders aren't going to be perfect, but yeah, he's at least a C. He's aight. He's aight. He's alright. What else we got? Bouncers? Is Bouncer even an archetype proper? Like, when was the last time they got support? They got the 1 Exceed, and that's literally all their archetypes, so I have to put that down. I might even have to put that in that F tier. It's not that good. You have one monster you can make, and that's all Bouncers do. Whoever played Bouncers pure? Nobody. Next we have the Boojins archetype. I like Boojins. You know, they're a little slow in the old stuff, but they're newer card. Like, they have like one newer card. It helps them play. I can appreciate the Boojins. I like their art style. They're very pretty looking, so... Oh, that's a hard one. It's somewhere in here. You know, I'm gonna put them in B, not just because they're Boojins, but because I feel like they can at least do stuff. It takes setup to do, but at least it's one of those archetypes that makes you put in the efforts to do things, and it feels like you get some nice payoff in the end. Next, of course, we have Dante and his boys, the Burning Abyss. Now, combined with Phantom Knights, absolutely would be goated. On its own, Burning Abyss at least merits an A tier, possibly an S tier. I must say A for now, because really it's the combination with the Phantom Knights that really brings this deck home. On its own, Burning Abyss definitely have their spot in history of Yu-Gi-Oh! But on their own, they're not as competent as with combined with other things. So we're really trying to look at this as on their own, not so much because obviously combination with these decks is completely different. Next we have Blackluster, what is this guy? Buster Blader. I hate the direction they went, I'm not gonna lie. We went from beatdown over dragons into a floodgate. Okay, I understand that we're supposed to turn everything into dragons. That I don't mind. It's putting everything in defense and negating their effects and all that nonsense. I don't... It doesn't feel very bustery so much as pin you to the ground and punch you in the face. What else do we have? Butterflies? There. I barely remember this being an archetype. Flower Cardians. Now that is an interesting one. Flower Cardians. Pretty powerful when they work. Pretty garbage when they don't. I feel that a solid low B tier would be good for Flower Cardians. When they pop off, they're really good. When they don't, you're gonna die. Also, half the time people will rage quit if you play Flower Cardians, because your turns take all day. How's those lists? Oh wow, we're gonna be doing this a while. Better speed it up. Celtic Guardian is an archetype. F tier. Next we have Chaos Dragon. I don't remember Chaos Dragons being an archetype. So I'm asking the guy who made this list, what are you doing? More Chaos Dragons. I mean, Chaos Dragons good. This isn't an is Chaos an archetype? Oh wait, Chaos is an archetype. Oh, why do you have both of these? I don't know. But Chaos as an archetype, pretty potent, able to swarm out the board pretty well. A lot of big beefy monsters they can make. On their own, B tier, at least a B. Next we have Gusto, pretty one-trick pony, the Gustos, but they do have some nice. Oh wait, is this Gusto or is this Charmers? Why does they have to use wind? Okay, I'm gonna presume this is Gusto. It could be Charmers. Actually, I think these are vaguely alphabetical, so I guess this is Charmers. Charmers are pretty nice. I like them. They're at least a B tier. They're mostly beatdown oriented, but when you get them set up right, they do good work. Next we have Chris, what do you call it? Digibugs. Digital bug? No, that's not a digital bug. What the fuck is that? What is it? Oh, is that a chemic critter? I think that's a chemic critter. Let me zoom. Yeah, that's a chemic critter. Okay. That is, in fact, a chemical critter. D tier. They're cute, but not very good. Chronomalies, on the other hand, at least a C tier. At least a high C tier, let's put them out there. They can do some stuff. The new support really helps them out a lot. They have some nice bosses they can go into. It's all around not bad. Not bad. Cloudians, they've had their good show in the past. They're definitely past their prime, and they definitely need more support. I would put them at... that's a hard... Why is somebody so hard? I want to put this as a B, but I also want to put it as a C. Cloudy, and like, as themselves, they're not that great. But they have some nice potential. So I'm gonna put them in C tier for now. Next we have Coach Trainer. What? This is an archetype? I don't think this is. Yeah, all archetypes. I don't recall this being an archetype. I'm going to ignore you for now. I'm gonna put you at the bottom. I'm pretty sure you are not an archetype. Next we have the Constellar archetype. Okay, that's an archetype. So Constellars, they make some nice things. They got some nice new support that makes them a lot stronger. I'm gonna put them at least a low B because they do have some nice stuff. I don't know how good they are, but Pleiades scares me, so I'll take that. A Crusadia Abramax, very potent OTK deck. Everybody supports the Horseman, and you're just trying to swing per game. It relies on Kaijus for like a lot of the big damage numbers, but still, well, yeah, I'll put that as a low A. I think that they kind of deserve that. Crystal Beast, I put that as an S tier. And my reasoning being that no matter how old they get, Crystal Beasts are still able to do stuff in the modern day. Not just because they keep getting more support, but because they are able to adapt so well to different game states. So I'm going to say that Crystal Beasts, I'll put them in a low S, but a S nonetheless. Crystrons, I mean, they involve Halki 5 racks. That alone puts them at least a B tier. At least a B. It takes a lot of math and doings to like know how to play Crystrons well, but if you know it well enough, it's a big brain deck. It can be very effective. You know, Quarian Quandrax being a thing. You know, at least a B, probably not a low B, probably more like a mid B. At least to me, I'm not a big Crystron guy, but again, the fact that this involved Hulk being born into this world, it shows you that, you know, Crystrons, they got stuff to them, man. They got stuff. Next we have Kubiks. Kubiks are pretty much a one-trick pony too, but it's a very powerful one-trick pony. Very beat down, very burn heavy. They can do some. They got the fusion, but they don't do it very often. I'm gonna actually say this is a C tier deck. It's very good for beatdown, but that's literally pretty much all they do. Unless you go into the V-Jom tokens really hard. It's not tokens, the counters, cubic counters. If you do the V-Jom really hard, then there's a different strategy there. But more often than not, you're just going for Crimson Nova. Cyber Angels. I mean, they're cool. I mean, most of their power came from just Ben 10 being abused by Drytrons, honestly. On their own, they're probably also a C tier deck. They're okay. Cyber Dragons are definitely up there. Massive beatdown potential, massive staying power, OTK out the wazoo. Their fusions abuse anything that's either machines or from the extra deck. It's got a lot of potential for just immediate shut down your opponent. Very powerful going second deck. You don't see them as much anymore, but these boys pretty tough. Alright, what do we have next? Code Talkers. They're more annoying than anything, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of different Code Talkers, and a lot of different Code Talkers do a lot of different things. I'm gonna put these in a high B, bordering on an A because of excess Code Talker. I would say. Although they do have some spell traps that they can link from the hand. Low A tier. Low A just because they have so much annoying garbage they can put into the field. Next we have Cyber Ogres. What are you doing? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. Okay, so next we have Heroes. I presume... Oh yeah, Stratus is there too. Okay, let me think about this. Okay, I'm gonna... Is it fair to... Hero is basically all one archetype now. At the same time, D Hero, V Hero, E Heroes are all different. For simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna put all the heroes together because why wouldn't you do that? And where are we putting heroes on this? They're definitely... I mean, they die to an Ash Blossom or an Imperm on these Stratos if your opponent doesn't already have all the things they need. But if they set up, heroes could just go, man. They can go. They're at least an S for all that crazy special summoning they could do. The Danger Archetype, I like the Danger Archetype. They're at least an A to me. They're very good as... They're not so much good in their own right, which is really what we need to judge by, so I guess I have to drop that down. But they're really good as a supporting archetype. They really are. So... I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to put them as a C. On their own, they're not that good. When combined with other decks, especially Danger, Dark World, or any deck that really likes to have a lot of graveyard setup and field presence, the Dangers are really good for that. So, and this was based on mixing. It would be higher then, but as it is, high C, minimum. Dark Magicians, garbage, bad, fun to play. Okay, but in all honesty, let me think about this. Dark Magicians are... They just get so much damn support, it's just insufferable. You can't even tolerate Dark Magicians no more. You know, they have all these spell traps that search other spell traps, that search the monsters, that search more spell traps. You got the Fusion, that can protect the Eternal Soul. The Eternal Soul protects the Fusion monster. You basically have an unbeatable beat stick of a boss that can be revived from the graveyard, so that's it's a very tricky deck to beat over once they set up properly. And don't even get me started on Red Eyes Dragoon, because I don't want to talk about him. I still like them more than Blue Eyes, so I'm going to put them in a B tier category, just because of all the annoying bullshit they have. Dark Scorpions, bad, fun to play. What do we have next? Who is that? Wait. Zoom. Okay, Dark World. Very potent deck, very powerful deck. Pairs amazingly with the Danger Archetype. They're gonna go, because of all the crazy stuff they can do, at least a B tier. Obviously, the things you discard are very important. If your opponent stops you from drawing for whatever reason, things become a lot more difficult. Or if they put on, like, I don't know, Macrocosmos, then you're really in trouble. But if they don't do those things, Danger Dark World usually gets set up very well. The new fusions are very good. I like them. Let's see. What do we got? Dark Lords. Dark Lords are just cool. I like Dark Lords. I would put them at bad, fun to play, just on their own. But their boss monster's at least fairly competent. So, and they got a decent engine with Itchill and Superbia and such. So, I'm going to put them in a low... I'm hesitant between a high C and a low B. That's a hard one. I'm going to put them in a high C position, possibly a lower B. Again, this is all of them just being on their own. If we're talking about combinations, this would be completely different. We're taking a look at the decks on their own. DDDs, oh boy. The guys who ushered in Master Rule 4. Oh boy. Oh, it's because of these things we needed to have links made. That's the terrifying thing. They can just do so much stuff. They can fusion, they can exceed, they can synchro, they can link because they have a link. They can just summon out all sorts of things. The board building is insane with this deck. And there's a Kali Yuga, pretty powerful. All their bosses are pretty powerful. I'm going to have to put this in an A at minimum. DDDs are pretty damn tough, and they do a lot of stuff. And their impact on the game are pretty heavy. Next we have the DDD, or the Different Dimensions archetype. Is this an archetype? Somebody can correct me later, but I don't know if that counts as archetype. Desk Boots. I like Desk Boots. Again, they're a beatdown sort of deck. Well, they have a lot of different combos that they can do. Another deck that's really good combo with other decks. You do need to open up certain ways to make them really work, but it's not that hard to do. Minimum of B tier, possibly higher. Dynamis, bad but fun to play. Dynamis on their own need a big update in the monster department, but they are really fun to play. What can I say? They're enjoyable. Dinosaurs, that's more of a monster type than anything. I wouldn't call that an archetype. I mean, if we were going to be honest, this would be at least an A. Dinosaurs are insanely good. I mean, Ultimate Conductor, when that thing showed up, completely annihilated. Completely. Dino Wrestlers on their own, I cannot even begin to think of what their actual gameplay is. Like the link-based. But Pankratops alone is insanely good, so I'm going to give them a low C. Just because Pankratops is so good. Musical Djinns, bad fun to play. Regular Djinns, what are you doing? What are you doing? If these guys, the Djinns even have their own, they don't even have their own ritual monster. They're completely made to support for others. And the musical Djinns, what do they even do? I don't even know. I don't know. What do we have next? Who is that? I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's Magispect? No, Magispector. Shoot, what is his name? True Dracos, I guess. Pretty reliant on floodgates and the things and the traps and the things and the things and the things. C tier. Not the biggest fan. Dragon Mage, pretty competent, very powerful. Their boss monster is pretty good. They have a lot of good searching potential. Very well paired with the dragon support. At least a high B tier. Possibly low A tier. Dragon Rulers. For the amount of terror these guys tossed to the community a long time ago, at least an S tier. These guys defined an entire generation. They have to go pretty high. They're so good. Half of them are still banned. Wait a minute. Yeah, Redox and Title are still banned. So yeah, it has to go that high. What do we have? Dragoonides. I like Dragoonides. Dragoonides are pretty cool. I'll put them in B tier at least. You know, they're pretty much just make a couple big synchros, but they're pretty good at making them, and they have some nice combos. I like me some dragons. I like me some Dragoonides. Choo-choo trains. Oh boy. Everyone loves choo-choo trains. I love choo-choo trains. Never has it felt so satisfying to just say, screw you, with a big old machine. Okay? They're really nice, you know? Dora, Gustav, Liebe. It's a very satisfying deck to play. It really is. It may not be as powerful as some of these others in terms of, like, combos and stayability and, you know, potential, but trains, they get the job done. That's important, too. Next we have, who are you? Dream Mirror? I don't even know what that is. Dream Mirror. You never got Dream Mirror's D tier. Dust-Ons. What are you doing? Lynx literally made this deck unplayable. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Earthbound Immortals, on their own, honestly, I'd say D tier is probably accurate. These guys are meant to have decks built around them, not to be, you know, the bot. You're not made to make a deck entirely out of Earthbound Immortals. There are some combos that they do, but the potential is not that great. You really need to pick like one Earthbound Immortal and make the whole deck around that monster to make it work. So probably a D tier, to be honest. Let's see, the Egyptian Gods Archetype. I mean, they got lots of support. Again, this is you really don't make a deck with all three combined. Archetype isn't even in the TCG. I hate to do it, but I want to say, high C, I guess. Egyptian God decks just don't ever seem to go nowhere. It's sad but true. Next we have the Element Sabers, who are really cool. I like their content. I like what they do. You set up enough with their boss monster, you can make all your monsters indestructible. Really pairs well with Charmers. So I'm going to put them up with, well, they're not quite as good as Charmers, but they're not bad. C tier. They have a lot of power. It just takes the right duelist to make it work. Next we have the Summoners. Summoners on their own don't really do much. They're definitely better than Earthbound Immortals on their own, and don't even get me started on Dream Mirror. So, yeah, Summoners go about there. And Endymion, this guy was annoying as hell when he first showed up. Fell off the radar for a while, but he still has the potential to do a lot of damage. It's really just another floodgatey sort of deck with all the spell counters, though, so I put that as a C. I'm not really a big fan of all the floodgating and all the... It's not really floodgate so much as just like, just put a bunch of negates on the board and reuse them over and over sort of strategy. Not a fan. The Outer Entity Archetype sadly has to... That's a hard one. The Outer Entities have 2 cards on the ban list, but it has nothing to do with the archetype into themselves. I had to put that in the F tier. I hate to do it, but, you know, high F. High F. The most respected F tier is the Outer Entities. I would play a whole deck around them if Konami would have the balls to adapt the rest of Lovecraft into card games. Evil Eye... I mean, they're not bad. I wouldn't call Evil Eye bad. They're not great, but they have potential. I'll put them at least a C tier. They at least deserve that much. Next we have... Oh, wait, we already did... Yeah, all heroes went to S tier. All heroes went to S tier. We already decided. Okay, Exciton Knight and the Evil Swarms. High D, I would say. Exciton Knight's good. Like, the Evil Swarm Exceeds are good. The archetype in of itself, kind of meh. Kind of meh. Or am I thinking of Steel Swarm? I think they're basically the same thing. But yeah, Evil Swarms, they got some nice bosses, but that's really about it. The Evilzors, I mean, that kind of pairs with dinosaurs, but if we're talking about, like, Evilzors on their own, they're probably a low C. I mean, they got, well, actually, let's put that in at least a middle to high, because the monsters are pretty powerful. The deck in of itself struggles to make a lot of their boss monsters, so, you know, Evilzors are not bad. Explodio the Forbidden One has to go into... I think we'll put ourselves the first goated. And, you know, anybody can play an Exodia deck. There's so many different ways to make an Exodia deck. You know, the whole idea is just keep drawing cards until you win. You either win or you lose. Unless you're playing a stall variant, in which case you should just rethink your life choices. Because really, in this day and age, if you're playing a stall Exodia deck, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You just gotta go, just draw cards, man. Just draw cards. The Fabled deck is... I always like the Fabled archetype. They're kind of cool. I don't really care about their newest support as much, but Fabled in of themselves, I would put at least a C tier. At least, just for the lulz, for the good memories. FA's pretty potent. You know, get the right setup. They have their own built-in win condition and all that good stuff. I'll put them as I'll put them in the B tier category. They're not bad. They're not bad. Fire Fist, pretty competent. They can do some nice comboing. They're nice and contained, and tanky is part of the archetype, but that's helped everybody, so at least a mid to high B with them boys. Fire Kings, their new support makes them absolutely amazing. They're very competent in what they do, and I like that they never went into the negate route. They are all about blowing stuff up, and that is what they will continue to do until the end of time. Okay, we're starting to get through this list. Let's go for lightning round. Flame Bells on their own, F tier. Maybe a D tier. What do we got? What do you call these things? The reactor archetype. F tier because they still have not gotten support somehow. What is that? That's Fortune Fairies? What are you even doing? I don't even know. Fortune Ladies on their own, maybe a low C. Something like that. Frightfur. Oh man, the horrors this archetype has caused me in the past. I give them a... They do have a lot of power. I'm going to put them as a low A. Because I've seen them cook. I've seen them cook. They're not bad. Fraugs. Oh yeah, we're getting into some meaty boys right here. The Fraugs. Terrifying archetype. won worlds on their own. That was a long time ago, but frogs have won. They've done some crazy stuff, man, and so they're at least an A tier to me. Next up, we have the for hire archetype. They're okay. You know, they don't do a lot. They're cool to play. I'd almost put them in bad but fun to play, but they're not really that bad. Actually, now that I think about it, Reactor goes into bad but fun to play. Because they are bad, but they are fun to play. Next we have, what is these images? Gadgets. Okay, gadgets on their own. D, because they got support and stuff, but what do gadgets do on their own? Not much. The Gaianite archetype, beatdown, fusion, piercing damage, that sort of thing. Very straightforward deck. I'll put them in C tier. Next, see, Galaxy Photon. Ooh, that's them some beefy boys. I'm gonna have to put them in the A category at least, because Galaxy Photon do not screw around. When they get their big C62, lots of damage potential just in that thing alone. So a lot of damage potential in the photons, and they're a counter Xyz archetype. So good stuff. Gandora on his own, I mean, he's really just a field nuke. You just play Dark Hole and it'll accomplish the same, but he looks cool. I'll put him in C. Gate Guardian, oh boy. With all that new support, they have to go at least in the B tier category. Because those Gate Guardians can do their work. They can finally summon their fusion. They got some nice support. I'll give them at least a B, possibly a low A, but for now, B tier seems appropriate. Geargias, D tier. What did Geargia do on their own? They make Gigant. That's all they do. They got that other boss monster. How do they even make it? Couldn't tell you. Gem Knights at least deserve a high B tier. Well, maybe not a high D. Maybe a B in the middle tiers. Very nice fusion archetype. Lots of beatdown. Lots of OTK potential. And they got some nice boss monsters. Master Diamonds at 1 for a very good reason. Very good reason. Who else do we have? Gemini? I don't think Gemini is an archetype. I want to put you at the bottom. What do we have? Generators. They're alright. Generators are alright. Not a huge fan. What is this? Photon? Wait, that's not an archetype, is it? I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong about these, correct me. I'll give you my answers. But let's see. Gen X. I've seen what they can do. Ghost Tricks, bad, but fun to play. Always love these in Halloween. Gimmick Puppets, pretty much the same deal. Like, they can do stuff, but it's not very effective stuff. You know, it's not the best stuff. It can work, but it's more enjoyable to play than actually winning. Gishkis, well, with the newer stuff, I would say at least a C. At least a C tier with the Gishkis, because they can ritual summon out the wazoo. They can summon some pretty nice monsters. I like them. I'll take them. Glad Beast. Oh, baby. Oh, bias. Personal bias is... Oh, let me think about this. It's not that hard to set up a Gladiator Beast. They can do some stuff. Screw you. I'm putting them in S tier. I love me some Gladiator Beasts. They are so cool. Goblins. Bad, but fun to play. Because they really are. They're just a bad... It's bad, but it's fun to play them. Make them work, you know? Goblin is an archetype. Not a good one, but it works. The Golden Castle of Stromberg as an archetype. No, not very much. Not too many memories, period. I can barely remember what they're supposed to do. What is the win condition of this archetype? Sit on the castle till your opponent mills out or something? Or you mill, and then you do something. I don't remember. But Gorgonix, probably F tier. They have like one boss monster. It's not a bad one, but Gorgonix is just too small of an archetype to matter. Gokis. Ouch. Gokis are nasty things. When they first showed up, absolutely busted. Surprised they're not playing it anymore. Maybe we should play them again sometime, but yeah, Gokis, they're pretty damn good. Goyle Guardian is an archetype. Not a lot of good memories of that one. I don't remember them as an archetype, but I would at least put them as a C because Goyle Guardian is a pretty good early synchro monster. Grave Keepers. Oh boy, Grave Keepers. C tier. They lock out the grave, and that's pretty nasty, but if your opponent doesn't need the graveyard for whatever reason, they lose half of their power. Gradles? Gradles are neat. I like Gradles. They steal your opponent's stuff. I like them. Gran Maju has to go. It's a very potent deck. It has to go at least in an A tier. I don't know if it's quite S tier, because, you know, Effect Veiler cancels this guy out, but it's at least an A. At least an A. The Guardian Archetype. Bad but fun to play. Konami never did nothing with them. What is this next card? Guard Dragons. Oh. I mean, with Agapan and, what's his face banned, it's like unplayable, Guard Dragons. So, but then again, you have to consider the power this archetype had originally. But then again, what did Guard Dragons make in their archetype? They're really a support archetype. I'm gonna put them in the low Ds. I'm gonna put them in a low D. Okay, so there's the Ghostos. They're a one-trick pony thing, but they can pull it off fairly well. Not bad. I gotta hand it to you, boy. What are you doing playing hands in 2023? On their own, not much. Although they did create Hat as an archetype, so bad but fun to play. I'll put it there. Harpies. Harpies are cool. It's surprising to me how not good they are, considering they got VFD in trap form, swarming, a synchro that's easy to make, stuff. They can blow up all the spell traps pretty damn easy with a field spell. I guess it's because they don't have any built-in negates other than the trap. But I'm gonna put them at least. I'm gonna put them in a B. I want to put them as a B. Okay, not just because they're birds. Hazy Flame. F. What have Hazy Flames ever done for me? Nothing. Heretic Beasts, F tier. They only work against Xyz monsters. Herald is all about negates. I guess that includes Herald of Ultimateness, so we gotta put that at least as a C tier. Much as I hate the guy. Heroic Champions without Rongo Bongo would go in What You Doing. With Rongo Bongo is pretty damn potent. What do they do without Rongo? Not much. D tier. Not gonna lie. Heretics. Well, they can do some stuff. Not that memorable to me. I'm gonna put them right there. What is this? Some Thunder Boy? I don't remember. Oh, wait, that's like the Hunders. The Hunders. Okay, they just swarm. What are you doing? I don't even know what you're doing. Ice Barrier. Oh boy, that's a good one. They haven't seen no more, which is weird to me. But they have a lot of power to them, so I'm gonna have to put them at least in the B tier. At minimum, because they have a lot of power to them. What do we got here? What the heck is that? That's the, I can't remember what archetype that is. Not gonna lie, I don't remember. What are you doing? I don't remember who you are. Next we have the, what you call these? Oh, Adignisters. They got some stuff. They could do. They got a big beefy boss monster, lots of combos. I don't want to just keep putting everything in C tier. I'll put this as a low B. They could do some stuff. Talisman, on their own, not much. With other stuff, amazing ritual support. But as to their actual gameplay, I'm going to put them in the high Ds. Because on their own, Talisman don't do nothing. Infernity, easiest goat ever. Okay? It's a pretty nasty deck. It really is. Not this is a Drytron. This is the Infernoids. I guess we skipped Drytrons. What do we have? Infernoids. They're not perfect, but they do have some nice things they can do. I'm gonna put them in the low Bs. I think they deserve that much. What do we have? Infinitrack? That's at least a mid B to me. They got some nice things they can make. They got some big bosses. Megaclops is especially potent. Tomato. Is Tomato an archetype? I guess it is. What the heck are you doing? Giants Ballpark is an archetype? Who made this list? What are you doing? I don't know. Okay, Invoked. Get at least a B. Invoker changed so much about this game, and he's splashable in pretty much anything. Pretty much, you can use him to make so many different fusions. He's really good. Insectors. Oh boy, that's at least an A tier. Oh wait, no, S tier. We'll put Insectors in S tier. They have put a lot of work into this game, and put the time and love into them. They can still do their thing. Iron Chains. I'm making a video about Iron Chains. To be quite honest, they're not that good. They got some potential, but they're just not that good. Koitsu is an archetype now. What are you doing? Shinzo. It's an archetype completely reliant on your opponent playing traps to do anything. But they have some slightly newer stuff, so I'll save them from F tier. Synchrons are a one-trick pony, but they're obnoxious when they do it. It's really just combining them with Stardust that makes them annoying. On their own, still decent, so I'll put them in the C tier category. Jirax. That's more of a D to me. They really need an update to Jirax to make them any possible good. Kaijus have been so instrumental in this game, I'm going to put them in the A. Right next to their buddies of the Crusaders. Next we got Karakuris. I like Karakuris. Karakuris are pretty neat. They got some nice combo lines, and their newest support really helps them out a lot. I'm going to put them in the B tier category for Bude. What do we got? Nightmares. Absolutely nightmarish bunch. I have to put them in A tier for what they've done to this game. Kokimerus, always liked them. They're very hard to play in the modern day, but, you know, they got potential. I like seeing how they play. I would love a new boss monster, but honestly, as they stand, I would still play them. I'd almost put them in bad but fun to play, but I honestly think that they are... Actually, what am I thinking? What is Memphis thinking? This is not how this works. I don't think Forky Mariners would stand up to some of these, although they do have some floodgate potential. Alright, I'll be fair about it. Koala? What are you doing, koalas? Cosmos. They defined a generation. Well, they had their brief time in the meta. They lost Destroyer for a bit, fell off the radar, got him back, stayed off the radar. C tier at best. Good, but C tier. Dale's Crawler being a floodgate does not save the crawlers from being kind of mid. Karibo, do you even need to ask that question? I didn't think so. Lavalval? Or Lavals, I guess? I don't even know, but wait. The Destiny Dragons? What are you doing? Lightsworns! Lightsworns, pretty dang good. I don't know, wait, they're not quite A tier, perhaps. More like a B tier on their own. They're really good at what they do. They fill out that grave and summon that Judgmental Dragon. It's what they're meant to do, and that's what they do. So, I'll put them in the B tier. There we go. We're getting to the end of this list. Oh, baby. Luna Lights have got to be at least an A tier. Out the wazoo with those OTKs. And don't get me started on that Banana Tiger. Level Up. Is Level an archetype? I would not put that as an archetype. I could be wrong, but Machina's at least a B tier. They're pretty powerful. Ruin Force is a nice boss monster. I'll put them at least in the mid. At least in the mid. Again, this isn't wholly accurate, but screw it. Screw it. I'm putting them in B tier. You know, they're much like the trains, but without the character so much. They can still do their thing, though, so, you know, they're not bad. I would almost put them in A tier. I just don't feel like they deserve it all on their own. What else do we have? Madolcho. Evil, that woman. Evil, that woman. Who else do we have? Magic Muskets fell off so hard. They used to be so potent, seen everywhere. You'd never see them anymore. Magician Girls, what are you doing, you waifu wannabe? Magnet Warriors, pretty good. I like Magnet Warriors. They combo well with other decks as well. And they can make their boss monster. It's not easy, but with newer cards, they can do that. So I'm gonna say B tier for Magnet Warriors. That's just a me opinion, but there you go. What on earth is next? What the? Oh, that's Magispect. I was about to say that's Kieran. Oh man, Kieran was the bane of my existence for so long. Can I even put this as a low? I don't think I can. Magispectors, at least, just because of Kieran and what it did, he goes at least into C tier for the whole archetype. On their own, Magispectors are kind of whatever, but Kieran brings them up. Next, we have the Majestic Mechs. Oh, what are you doing? I'm sorry, but what are you doing? Malefics. F. Even with the new support, pretty much an F archetype. They die to MST. Marin. What is this archetype again? Yeah, Marincess. Pretty competent beatdown archetype. Not my favorite. I mean, again, this dies to MST because without the field spell, they don't do jack, but I would put them at least as a B tier. Possibly a low A. Possibly. Oh, yeah, we discussed this. All heroes are the same. All heroes are the same. What do we got? We got Math Mechs. Math Mechs can rip you a new one. That is true. I don't think they'll have as much impact like in the history of this game. They deserve at least a high B tier at minimum. Shiranui's pretty good. I like Shiranui's. On their own, they're kind of whatever. Combo with other decks, again, pretty good. And they got some nice boss monsters, some nice combo bits. Shiranui Solitaire, amazing card. They deserve at least no less. Okay, Phantom Beasts of the Mechanical Variety. Probably a C on their own. Rakasak's really good, but that's really all they got on their own. What do we have next? Megaliths are pretty cool. Wouldn't call them like super good or nothing, but they have some nice combos. So I'm gonna put them at least in the upper C, possibly bordering on a lower B category there. Mech Knights include the Rainbow, and it also includes Avermax if you think about it. At least a high. We'll put that in the B tier category, just because of what was our reasoning here? Mech Knights are pretty competent, and well, they do have the power to lock down your opponent's entire board, much like they're like a slower version of Kashtira. Low A. Next up, we have Mech Lords. F. Sorry, guys. Melodious Divas, not that strong. Their boss is alright. They do have that really nice defensive power. So I'm going to put them as a low B tier deck. Possibly, maybe I'm being a little too generous there, but they do have some nice defensive power, so that's something. That's something. Next, we have the Mermail archetype. Where did I put... yeah, we put the Atlanteans here, so we're gonna put Mermail slightly above, just a little above there. Next we have Metal Foes. Metal Foes is pretty good. I like Metal Foes. They got some nice fusions, and they got some very good draw and search and things of that variety. What am I talking about at this point? I don't know. I'm slightly heat exhausted from sitting in front of a computer this long, but screw it. We'll put that there. Metaphys. They're not that great, but they're not that bad either. I put them in a B tier. Mist Valley, what are you doing? What are you doing? Monarchs, what are you doing? Okay, maybe not that low. Everyone tells me how great Monarchs are, but the fact is that their whole strategy is locking down the opponent's extra deck and eventually locking down their monsters and just tributing Ebus over and over again. So, oh, and of course the Vanity. Always got to go for the Vanity to lock your opponent out of special summoning too. So, on their own though, Monarchs, it's surprising how bad they actually are, considering the draw and the search and the engines and everything else. Bad but fun to play. I said it and I meant it. Morphtronics. Oh boy, I hated these things. Oh, that smartphone or whatever his name is. Obnoxious. What is this? Mystical beast? What are you doing? What is he? Magical creatures? And where do you find them? On their own? Put them in a D tier. Okay. Necrofear and her lot at least get to a C of the middle variety. Although it's more of a... Considering her strategy, if we're talking about D-board, that would be definitely bad, but fun to play. Because there's nothing wrong with trying out some D-board. Not that good, but it's fun to play. Next we have Necroz. Necroz aren't that bad, but they're not that good. I'm gonna have to put them in the C tier category. Not a bad deck by any means, but it requires certain things to make it like work. We explained this. All heroes are the same. Neptese. D tier, honestly. Not that big of a bunch, the Neptese. It's okay, but it's not that great. Nimbles. This is another one of those decks. It's really good at support, but not that much on its own. What do we have? Ninjas are pretty nice. I like ninjas. They have some nice combos, and they got lots of support. Lots of things that they can do. They're at least a C, possibly a B. Actually, I will bump that to a B. I think ninjas might deserve that. Next, what do we have? The Noble Knights. Noble Knights. What do Noble Knights do? They have combos, they make exceeds monsters, they have a lot of different equips or a lot of different variety. They're not that great, but they have some nice cards too. On their own, I'm going to say that Noble Knights rank as a C, bordering on a B. Alright, let's knock this out. We're almost to the end of this list. There's only like 50 more cards. Numbers is an archetype. I'm gonna put that in what are you doing, because you can't really play numbers on their own, and also half of them are just weird. Odd eyes, meh, okay. Ojamas, just having the idea of playing them makes you the GOAT. Next we have Utopia. What are you doing? Why are you being such a tryhard? Why you do this to me? Why? No. Next we have Orcust. Orcust, I will put in the at least B tier category. There was some powerful combos. Dingirzu is an absolute beast. They have their own counter trap card, a lot of different things they can do. I say that a lot, but that's kind of the thing. But yeah, Orcust are at least a B tier deck. They're not the best deck in the world with the best stuff, but they can do some stuff. They can mess you up. Next we have the whatchamacallits archetype. Now the whatchamacallits, Paleozoic, that's the name. They're pretty neat. I'll put them at least as a C. They have a lot of variety of things that they can do. They're a little slow on their own, but with the setup, they can get things done. You don't really make their boss monsters so much. You just focus on using the traps to debilitate people. Next we have, who is that? Parshath. Is Parshath an archetype? I guess it's an archetype. On its own, it's more like a D. Just a beatdown sort of thing. Penguins, at least a good mid to high C. Penguins can, they set up right. Penguins, they can interrupt your opponent's flow, banish their stuff, bounce to banish all your opponent's stuff. I like it. Penguins work. Perform Mage on their own. Can't say I know if they're any competent. Perform Pals on their own. Probably an F. Like, without the odd eyes, what do Perform Pals do? Phantasm Spiral. Trap heavy, built-in win condition. That's tricky but manageable to do. At least a mid to high C, I would say. Next we have the Sacred Beasts. Okay, Sacred Beasts are definitely going at least a B tier. They have a lot of really good cards to add to their arsenal. They have fusions that they can go into that are really beefy. Protection and draw power in their field spell. They're at least in the B, if not an A tier category. Next we have the Phantom Beast. What are you doing? Phantom Knights. Where did I put Dante? Where did I put my boy Dante? I put him in A tier. I don't know if Phantom Knights on their own are A tier. Probably not. It's really the combination with Dante and the boys. I'll put them in the B tier just so they're close, but like combined they would be an S tier. For certain. Ponic Reed is not an archetype. Or is it? I mean, I don't even know what this card does, but fuck it, I'll do it. Let's see. What do you call these guys again? This is the Prank Kids. They had a pretty strong showing, and they helped get the Thunder Dragon guy banned. I'm gonna put these guys at least in a, I don't know if it's B tier category. I'm probably going this one off history for me, as well as game in general, but Prank Kids, I'll put them at least a B. Why not? B for Brats. Predaplants. Predaplants, I respect them. They get a B tier. Spell books, on their own, whatever, C tier. Psyframes, on their own? Like, they can do stuff. Really just repetitive stuff, but I'm not a big fan of those, but I'll put them in the D tier. Really depends on what your opponent's playing that decides how they do. I thought I already picked Ass Mode. Yeah, I did. Why is this even here? Next we have Cleaforts. Cleaforts are a bit dated, and their boss does nothing against Lynx anymore, but they did put a pretty good showing on the game. I'll respect them with a C tier. Ronin Raccoon is... Wait, oh yeah, Raccoon is an archetype, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. It's not a very good one on its own, but... Ronin... I have to be honest, it's more of a D tier to me. Raid Raptors... Lord, these guys have not shown enough. I played more Raid Raptors and Black Wings than I played Raid Raptors. I mean, they have a very nice boss monster, but it's total kaiju bait. I'll put them in a C. I'll put them in a C. What do you call it? Red Dragon Arcfiend Archetype. Very easy to set up. Very easy to make a boss. Very easy to die to kaijus. But because of the ease of it, I'll put them in the B tier category. Red Eyes is their own archetype. I always liked them. They're not that great by any means. And they also help spawn Dragoon. So... Low B. Low B for Eyes Dragon. Relinquish on his own. It's a C. I mean, he can do stuff. He can do stuff. He's never really gone anywhere, sadly, Relinquish, but it does have potential, and I like it, so I'm gonna give it a C. What do you call this archetype? The Reptilians. Probably like a high D on their own. Like, you don't even summon Bosky. They got some combos with the cards too, but on their own, Reptilian are like whatever. Resonator as an archetype. Or they don't have their own built-in stuff, so I might have to put that in the what are you doing category. What have we got next? We got the Tamers Rider people. Ulticana Hawkeye. Oh man. From the sheer amount of stuff that Canahawk did, do they deserve to go into A tier? You know, A tier is pretty sparse, so I'm going to put them up there. I think I will. Let's see. Rockets. Rockets are definitely very potent. At least a B. Do they deserve A? You know what? I'll say A tier. Low A, but on the A tier nonetheless. Rose Dragons on their own. C tier. Red Eyes. Well, actually, maybe more of a low B. Rose Dragons on their own, whatever, but the synchro is like, it's beautiful looking and it annihilates your opponent's soul. So, that's got to count for something. Salamandrates. I never liked Salamandrates, but I have to admit that they had their good time in the sign. They don't do much anymore, despite having most of their cards back off the ban list, but Salamandrates, they deserve at least some recognition from what they've done. Love Scraps. They're not great on their own, but Scraps, they can do some good stuff. High C at minimum. Ancient Warriors, just like, you know, it's another pretty good. You know what? I'm going to put Scraps in B, and we'll put Ancient Warriors as a high C. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. These guys have a lot more variety to them, but these guys are an absolute beast machine. Slight bias, yes. Sharks, another high C. That pun partly intended. You know, sharks, they can make some nice rank 4s and stuff. Most people just make a frog out of it, but they have the potential to do more than that, damn it. Shino birds. I'll never forget the time that Memphis locked out 3 people using mother flipping Shadagarasu. Therefore, just for the nostalgia reason, B for Baron. We already did, what do you call them? We already did the Shiranuis, so no. Smorg as an archetype kind of died with the link, but still reasonable. Still reasonable. Oh man, 6 samurai. Let's not beat around the bush. Those guys at full power, you can't stop them from comboing. It's just ludicrous what they do. Skull servants, do you even need to ask? You are a goat. You are a goat. Sky strikers, they're alright. They're alright. We'll put them in the low A tier category. They do have some OTK potential, and they do have some annoying cards to just harass your opponent. You shouldn't look down on them, let's put it that way. What do we got? What is this archetype? Speedroids. They can combo pretty well. I mean, their boss monster really isn't part of the archetype, but, you know, they have their own boss monster that's not bad either. I'm going to put them in the B tier category. Not bad at all. Next, we have spellbooks. Again, we already discussed this. Spirits are not an archetype. Spirals. Okay, spirals are definitely going in the A tier at minimum. Obviously, their most important cards are banned now, but during their time, I'm going to put them in S. Screw it. You can play most of it at full power on Master Duel, so why the hell not? I'm going to put that in the very, very much not that many cards S tier. We'll put spirals. Star Seraph Thentry. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stardust Dragon. Really is more annoying than anything, but the power is there. I don't really care for Stardust Dragon and his synchro variants, but I cannot deny the power that they have. Steel Swarm, bad but fun to play. You know, what does Steel Swarm do? I have no idea. Not even gonna pretend like I know. Next we have Stellar Knights, I think? Is that who that is? I'm not entirely sure who that is. Hold on. Is Stellar Knights in here somewhere? I'm not seeing. I'm gonna presume this is Stellar Knights. And these guys are pretty. They've had their time in the sun, and they used it well. So I'm gonna put them up there. I'm gonna put them up there. That's what I'm gonna do. Some terrors. Good old Gem Knight daddies themselves. I mean, they're perfectly self-contained. They can do their thing. They do need some floodgates to survive, but they at least deserve a B, if not a low A category. Minimum. Okay, Skull Servant. To be honest, it's more of a D. They got some cool stuff, but like, what do you do with it? What even is this? I don't even remember what this archetype's called. Okay, Super Quantals. Go big, go home, die to kaijus. At least actually, now that I think about it, you're pretty goated if you try to do Super Quants at all. You know, you're basically setting yourself up to get kaiju. But if you set it up, you know, you can get 6 materials on this thing. Lock your opponent out of searching for a turn. You never know. You never know. Zimbarby Samurais, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. The new support really helps them a lot. And yeah, I wouldn't call them quite to this level, but they're getting there. They're getting there. They're getting there. What have we got? Symphonic Warriors. I like them. They're cool. They're pretty cool. Didn't we already do Synchrons? I'm pretty sure we did Synchrons already. What do we have? Tenyis? Tenyis are pretty nice. I like Tenyis. They're very nice and self-contained, and if you forget what their effects do in the graveyard, they can mess you up. So yeah, I'll take that. What do we have? TGs? So much work for it. So much work for it. What do we have? Rain paint? What do you call these? Weather painters. Weather painters. Weather painters. They're alright. They got some stuff they can do. I'll take it. Thunder Dragons and... I'll have to put them in S. Thunder Dragons roar, motherfuckers. They roar. They roar. Well, oh man, we're almost to the end of this list, I think. We only have a few cards left. Okay, let's do more or less lightning round. Time Thieves on their own. Nah. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I meant to put him in C, wherever he wound up. Time Lords on their own. Perfectly capable of doing their own strategy. They at least reside in, well, they need protection additional, but they have pretty decent built-in protection. I'll move them up to a B tier. Tin Dangles need a lot of setup to work, but they're not bad. They're not bad at all. I'll take it. Tunes. Everybody... Oh, nope. Wrong button. Everyone... I like tunes. Tunes are pretty cool. They're hard to play in the modern day. That's a hard one. Because tunes are fun to play, but they're not that good. I might have to put them in bad but fun to play. Even though they're really not that bad. They're really not. We already took a look at trains. Thank you. Trap tricks. What are you doing? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Trap tricks. That's a hard one. We can never underestimate the power of hat. I'd almost put them in S tier. Do they deserve S tier trap tricks? I don't know. They've escaped from the glory days with modern support. I mean, the modern support's good, don't get me wrong. But it misses that balls to the walls of old hat. So I put them in an A. Maybe they deserve S. It's hard to say. Hard to say. What else? We got Trimids. Bad but fun to play. Trick Stars. At least a B. They're more annoying than anything, but they're good at it. Okay, here's the Dracos. Who was I looking at before? Huh. Anyway, this is a very floodgatey sort of thing. Actually, I think I must have mixed them up with somebody else, but where'd he go? He went in B tier somewhere. VFD is part of one of those archetypes. Twilight Swarms are kind of whatever. What else we have? UAs, not bad. Not bad. They got some nice combos I can do. I like them. Umbral Horrors, what are you doing? Unchained. Uh-oh. Unchained? Where did you go? Where did he go? I can't... Where did he go? Unchained? I'm blind. I can't see him. Where did he go? But yeah, Unchained do not deserve to go wherever I put him. They go into the B tier category. They at least go into B. Where the frig did he... Where did he go? He disappeared. I don't know where he went. Anyway, Valkyries, I'm going to say go into the C tier category. They're not bad, but, you know, hard to set them up. Let's put them that way. Vampiros. Okay, vampires, I think Konami did good on the new support wave. We'll put them in B tier category for the type of blood that they're drinking. What else we got? Roids. Low on the C tier category. I like the new support to a degree. I didn't really save the archetype too well. Vendreds, not bad. More of another C tier category. You know, it takes a setup to make them work. They do pair well with other zombies, but you can say that about any zombie deck. But Vendreds, they alright. They alright. Where the frig is my Unchained boy? Someone's gonna point out to me, and I'm gonna be like, no, he couldn't have been there. Venoms. Oh boy. Bad but fun to play. I can't wait for them to get better support, but Venoms, on their own, aren't that good. I wish they were better, but, you know, there's ways to make them good. It's just, it takes dedication and heart, and it can be done. I've seen it happen. There you are. Where the heck were you? Disappeared on me, you little shite. We already discussed this. Volcanics. If this was like a year ago, I would say bad but fun to play. Nowadays, I have to say, at least a B. Volcanics really came up. They glowed up really hard. ABC. Well, that's basically, we already did that. What are these? What's this archetype called again? Vylons. That's the one. D. Omega's still competent, but like the rest of the archetype, not so much. Who else do we have? Bots? What are you doing? Honestly, I mean, they got some move support too. Low C. Low C, Watts. Takes a lot of effort to make them work. Alright, who do we have left? I thought I already discussed you. I'm pretty sure I did. Wind-up archetype, I mean, early days they had the wind-up loop, and that's good, but nowadays, wind-ups are kind of meh. Kind of meh. Wind Witches, they got some neat strategies. They got some neat stuff. I'll put them in the C tier category. A lot of C's, but it's the thing. Witchcrafters. Ugh. I cannot deny that the Witchcrafters have some very potent stuff that they can do with Madame Ver and Heine and all their spell shenanigans. Oh boy. World Chalice on their own. Not that memorable to me. Not gonna lie. Worms. What are you doing, to be honest? Like, I can't really put that. I always like playing Worms. Come on, man. They're cool. They're cool. We can be cool Worm brothers together. X-Sabers. Hand Destroyers in a day and age where everyone empties their hand turn one. If they go first and open, well, maybe. Otherwise, they do very, very little. Yang Zin. Other than getting that counter trap, what do you do? That's what I ask. What do we got? Yosenju? Okay. I like Yosenju. Yosenjus are not bad. They're not bad at all. Bell just got a bunch of support, so I guess I can't put it into the D tier category. I'll put it into the middle C category for being able to, you know, it was saved by modern support, really. It was saved by modern support, but it still does stuff. What do you call this archetype again? I don't even remember what this is called. It's, the pendulums, I guess. I guess that's where they go. We've already talked about zombies enough. Zodiacs. Oh man, they had a whole they had their own little format and everything. Everyone was playing them. I'm gonna put them in the B tier category because they kind of fell off for, you know, losing Broad Bowl. Still. And last two. Very good. Here we go. We're at the finale of this. Naturias. Most of the archetype was pretty bad until new support came along to make them good. It's really a floodgatey archetype, and I never liked the creepy big old anime eyes, but let me tell you, they can do some stuff, so I'll put it in the B category. And last but certainly not least, because the rest of these are either copies or just random junk, unless I'm mistaken about that, is the Shadal archetype. Where do we put Shadals? Can we understate what Shadals have done for us? I don't think we can. Whew. All right, how long have we been recording? A little over an hour. My goodness, that took longer than I thought it would go. I thought this was going to be quick lightning round, but not quite. But yeah, that's my opinion on all these different archetypes. I know there's some missing archetypes. This is a bit of an older list. It has most of the archetypes in the game on it. It's missing like Valence and things like that. Some of the newer things. It doesn't have Therians, sadly. I put Valence in C, and I probably put Therians in a B. Possibly, just because of the variety of things that, you know, the Therians can do. And Valence are just kind of cool. But yeah, that's my opinion on all these different archetypes. If you have any disagreements with me, you can cry about it in the comments. Go right ahead. I mean, this is my own opinion. You can do this on your own if you feel like it. That's just how it goes. But yeah, this is a tier list. It's quite the tier list. I tried to be as fair as humanly possible. You know, I didn't try to just put all my favorites up top. And yeah, if you're playing any of these just on their own, then what are you doing? Again, again, you know, this is not looking at the archetype so much as combined with everything else, because that would be totally different. This is like, you know, how good is TG on their own? How good is UAs on their own? How good is Nightmares on their own? And some of it involved, like, you know, game history, but you get the idea. But anyway, everybody, this has been your boy, the Memphis XLA Alter. I hope you guys enjoyed another tier list. Maybe next time I'll invite Necker, Link, Kitty, and Shamario on here. And I've never talked to those guys before, so I'm a little nervous about that. But maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that for the next list. If you have any ideas for another list, let me know, because, you know, there's only so many things. Only so many things. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this tier list in the comments below. And I'll see you guys again next month with another one of these. So, till next time, y'all take care. Y'all take care. Peace. Bye-bye. Have a good day.